Who girl is already hot.
Make sure you catch me from my good side. I think I'm ready for my close up tonight. Make sure you catch me from my good side.
What's up, you guys? It's Makeya. Welcome back. So in today's video, this is going to be a beginner's makeup tutorial. It's going to be just a simple makeup video. I might call this like my full beat. If I want to get real glam and real cute and I want a full face of makeup, I'm going to be showing you guys this today. And if you guys want to follow along and if you guys want to see how I do my makeup and for beginners, then let's jump right into it. Okay, first things first, you want to make sure you have a really good skincare routine. Your skincare helps so much with the application, and y'all, I promise you, if you have a really good skincare routine, your makeup is going to come out flawless. It's going to be flawless. When I first started putting on makeup, I did not like have a thorough skincare routine before I applied my makeup, and my makeup used to be pretty, but it wasn't like, it was missing something. But now that I just started taking care of my skin before I even apply makeup, it is so pretty. Everything that I'm using, I want you guys to use what you have. You guys do not have to use what I'm using. I'm using drugstore, whatever. You can use whatever you want, high-end, drugstore, whatever. Use whatever you have. I'm just showing you guys how to apply them or how I would apply them. I feel like this would be good for a beginner. So now I'm just going to add a little bit extra step before I get started. I like to do this before I apply any other like thing under my eyes. So first I'm going to take my eye cream. This eye cream is from the Inky List, and it's their caffeine eye cream. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to put this under my eyes. I just want to add a little bit more moisture under my eyes because I'm going to be putting makeup on, you know, putting concealer and setting it with powder, and I just really want this area to be a lot more moisturized. Now I'm going to go into priming, and I like to prime just to give me an extra base between my skin and my makeup, just to give me an extra layer, and I feel like it helps. Now you don't have to add primer. Some people like to not add primer. They feel like they don't need it. It's not necessary. You have a really good skincare routine, you don't need it. But I like to just add that stuff just for me, for a buffer. So I'm just going to go with my primer. I'm using Wet n Wild's their Photo Focus Face Primer, and bring it over my eyebrows. Now that I have my primer on, I'm going to go into setting a little bit more, adding a little bit more primer. So I'm going to go in with some powder. Now this step is optional as well, but if you get really oily around this area, if you're not using a primer or anything, but you just want to make sure you have more security right here in your T-zone, I get oily here. So what I like to do is set that area. So I'm going to go in with some powder, some setting powder, and I'm just going to take a little bit and dab that off, and I want to set in this area. And I really like to get my nose because that's the area that really gets the oiliest. And you guys, I just want a light coat of product on my face. And I also like to take it through my eyebrows as well. I want a light setting. You guys see that? I'm not packing the powder on or anything. It's just really light. It takes away that shine. Now that I have all that set, I'm going to go in with a little of color correcting. This step is optional as well. If you have a foundation that's full coverage, you do not have to do this. But I like to do it just to get extra security and just to cover up a little bit more of my dark spots, dark circles or whatever. I just want to have a little bit more coverage. And this is from LA Girl. And this is their Pro Concealer, and this is in their Peach Concealer. I use the orange one as well. I just don't feel like using the orange one today. I'm just going to add a little bit under my eye. Just a little bit. And I want to take some and cover this area up. Just a little bit. And get the corners of my mouth. The thing with like color correcting, I like to do this step first and get it out the way and let it set before I go into my foundation, because I don't want it to mix with my foundation. I don't want that color interacting with the color of my foundation. I just want it to just cover up my dark circles or my dark spots. Now you can use a lighter concealer, or you can use a concealer that's your shade, your skin tone, to help cover those spots. You can use any color you want, but I just want to go with, you know, one that's going to cancel out my dark circles. So to blend it out, I like to take my finger. It just warms with the product and moves around the product a lot well. I just like it with my fingers, and it's a little more gentle under my eyes and on my face versus a brush or a sponge when I'm doing this part. So I'm just going to take my finger and do tapping motions to blend it out. And you want to look up and make sure you just blend it out. I'm going to the other eye. Now at this step, now that I have all of that blended out, you want to kind of decide, well, before you even apply your makeup, you want to decide what step you like to go first. And you guys do not have to follow my steps verbatim. This is just how I do my makeup, the steps that I go with. And I just like to get the face ready before I go into anything else. I like to go into my eyes first because it's my favorite part of the routine. It's just my favorite part of makeup. I love eyeshadow, I love the eyebrows. It's just my favorite part, and for me it takes the longest. So I like to eliminate the step that takes the longest first, and then I work my way back around. Now if you're one of those people, you like to, you know, put your foundation on and work on your eyes, you know, you can do that. If you like to do your eyes and then go to your face, then you can do that. It's makeup, y'all. You do what you want to do, but I just like to do my eyes because I like to get it out the way, and it's my favorite part. First, I like to do my eyebrows. It's the frame of the face. It gets everything ready. And the type of brow that you do also determines the look that you're going for. Since I already have fuller brows, I like to define them. I don't like to over sculpt them, not sculpt them at all. I just like to be in the middle. I like more of a natural but sculpted brow, full brow. I don't do too much to them because they're already full. If you have a thinner brow, you know, you want to spruce them up, you can do that. If you have more of a fuller brow, you don't want to do too much to them, you don't have to do anything to them. You can just brush them up, add some gel or powder, whatever. But for me, I like to just fill them in, just to define them a little bit, and you know, we're gonna go from there because my eyebrows are already full enough. I don't want to look crazy. So, and you want to determine what type of product you like. Do you like to use a pomade? Do you like to use a gel or a pencil or powder? You just have to decide what you like and the look that you're going for. Me, I love pencils and I love a little powder. Just, it gives me the look. It gives me the look that I'm looking for. It's easy, and pencils are everything. Now my eyebrows aren't groomed right now. Y'all don't judge me. We gonna work with it. Don't be like me. Just groom them up a little bit. And I do have a previous video showing you guys how I groom my eyebrows and how I do them. So if you guys want to check it out, you know, look up in the cards, you know, or look down below. Check it out. So what I like to do is brush up the hairs. Okay, what I like to do is take my pencil. This is my pencil. It's my baby. I'm all like the nub now. It's my baby. But anyway, what I like to do is I want to lightly stroke a line in my brow. I want to lightly do a light stroke, okay? I'm barely touching my skin. Now for the tail, I like to start at the top of my eyebrow. I like to grab my finger and I like to lightly create the tail. Then I like to do the same thing up this side. I like to go in and fill it in. Fill in that tail. And I like to do, again, brush strokes. And that's it for the pencil. That is it. So now I go back in with my spoolie and I brush up the hair and blend in that pencil with the brow. So now that I have that filled in with the pencil, I like to go in with a powder, and this powder is from LA Colors as well. Y'all, this stuff is affordable. So I like to take the darkest shade in this, not the darkest shade, the next to the darkest shade in this palette, And I like to do the same thing like I did with the pencil, and I want to follow and fill in where need be with the powder. Then what I like to do is go through and just blend that out. I'm going to go into sculpting the brows and cleaning them up, making them a little more precise. So I'm going to go in with some concealer and a flat brush, just a flat brush, to do like I did with the pencil and just lightly line under there. And I want to follow that shape. Now that that's applied, I like to take my finger and blend out that concealer. Now that we're done with the eyebrows, you guys can go into your eyeshadow if you would like to, if this is the next step that you would like to take. But yeah, at this step I'll do my eyes right after I do my eyebrows, but we're skipping that, so let's jump right into the next step. So now we're gonna go into the face. I like to do one more set of priming, so I like to go in with a setting spray, and this spray is from e.l.f. This is their misting set, and I like to give myself an overall just mist, fresh, just to give me a just extra set of primer. I hope I'm saying that right. I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna shake it up. Okay. And you guys, this step is optional. You do not have to do this. You can prime the eyebrows and go straight to your foundation. But this just gives me the extra oomph at the beginning. Extra oomph. Now that that's dried down, I'm gonna go into my foundation. We already color correct, so we already primed. So we'll jump into foundation. So my foundation I'm using today is from L'Oreal True Match, and this is in the shade C7. You guys, this is the perfect foundation if you're starting out in makeup and you want to do drugstore. This is perfect. This is my absolute favorite. This is what I started with when I first started applying makeup. Yes. You want to use that, and it's affordable. And it's pretty, you know, it's buildable, and you can do just whatever with it. Okay, now that I have my foundation on, you guys want to decide what type of tool you want to use. Tools are important when you're applying your makeup. A certain tool determines the finish that you're going to have. Brush gives you a certain look. A sponge gives you a certain look. A silicone little pad things give you a certain look. These tools just give you a certain look. So for me, I kind of like the more skin-like but full coverage type of look. So I like to use brush, and I also like to use a sponge. You can use them interchangeably. You can use one on its own. You can use solely brushes. You can use solely sponges. It's all up to you and what you want your makeup to look like. What I like to do is take my brush, and I like to take my same setting spray, and I like to spray my brush, and I like to go in and blend out my foundation. And you don't want to swipe. You want to dab it into the skin. And you guys, make sure you're getting under your neck and down your neck. Okay? Make sure you're getting those areas. That's a part of your makeup too. And get your ears as well. Now what's ever left on the brush, on the first layer, and you can determine how many layers you want to add. You can leave one layer, you can do two, you can do how many layers you want to do. But I like to go in with another layer in this foundation just to give me one more coat of coverage, you know. I like to do is go over my nose. I don't like to bring product on my nose because that's the place where I get the oiliest. So I want to limit how much product I add in these areas. And I want to get in the crease of my nose as well. Just make sure that it's blended in. Okay, you guys, now that I have that blended out, I like to go in with a sponge next to further blend everything in and to kind of take away some of that product and just, you know, help me give it that overall, the look that I'm looking for. So I just like to take, actually, I'm going to take the butt of this sponge. It don't matter what side of the sponge you can use. So I'm going to take the butt of that and I'm just going to blend out some more. And you guys make sure you bring it up to your hairline. I don't like bringing it up to my hairline because y'all, I'm struggling already with my hairline. It's like, girl, I want all this product in my hairline, but make sure you bring it all the way up there and just make sure you blend it out all the harsh lines. You guys see that? And I forgot a step, y'all. Make sure you moisturize your lips as well before you get deep into the tutorial. I forgot this though, but you guys do that at the beginning to put some on your lips, to moisturize your lips. So next, we're gonna go into contouring the face. We're gonna bring shape and shadows back to our face and definition. You can do, again, you can choose the step you wanna do. You can highlight first or you can contour. I like to contour first. And I just like the way the highlight blends into the contour first. I'm using Black Opal's True Color foundation stick and this is in the shade Suede Mocha. So how you contour your face, you want to start with the tip of your ear down to the corner of your mouth, and you want to do your jawline. You could do your nose, and you want to get your forehead. Just add some more color and definition there. You guys, my camera stopped recording. I don't know what was recorded. So I like to take a flat brush and I do my spray on it again, and what I like to do is blend that color up into that area, okay? I like to do, when I'm up at the forehead, I like to blend down. Make sure I'm getting a hairline as well. You want to blend it down. And when you do that, you want to blend in. Okay, we want to add shadow here because y'all, my face has gotten fogged. It's time to do some wit. Okay, now that that's blended out, we're going to go into highlighting. And when you highlight, you want to use a shade or two lighter than your complexion. You don't want to go too bright. You don't want to be a little too dark. You just want to add some lightness back into your face. Whatever the light is going to bounce your face is going to reflect off. So the areas that you're going to highlight, that's where the light is going to hit it. Concealer that I used earlier to conceal around my eyebrows, I'm going to take that and I'm going to add this here, and I'm going to add a little here. Add as much as you need. I'm not one of those girls that likes a lot of concealer. It just depends on the look that I'm going for, but I just don't care for it like that. Just a lot of it, I don't really care for it. So just to get the extra contouring on my nose, as you guys can see, I did not contour my nose. This is how I do like contouring of the nose. So just add light where need be and add a line there. some down my nose. You can highlight here on the forehead. You can highlight here, and you highlight your chin if you want light to hit there. I don't do that. I like to take my concealer around the mouth. I want to highlight here, and highlight here. People will tell you to let that sit. You can let it sit for about a second or two, you know, let it dry down. But what I like to do is immediately set the areas where I don't want a lot of color there. I just want the highlighted areas there. So I go around my nose and blend that out. Blend that, and the excess I bring to my forehead. The area you can add the concealer. You can add the concealer there, you guys, but I just take the excess and put it there. Okay, so now we're gonna go under the eyes. And the trick is you wanna look up how you blend these out and bring it down. I like to keep my highlight in this area. I don't like to go all the way up there because I already did hard work adding my contour. So I like to keep the light here on both eyes. And I like to blend that out. And if you guys haven't did your eyeshadow yet, you guys can bring that concealer that you're blending out on that eye, bring it up to the rest of the eye. And when you do that, make sure you are blending up to that concealer that you blended down. You want to blend everybody together. And this is for if you want a very light coverage of concealer. If you want to pack it on, you can pack it on. But girl, no. I don't like doing that. And you want to blend back and forth between each eye because you want the same amount of coverage on each eye. So you see that? You see that? So whatever left on my sponge, I'm going to take the excess again and bring it up to that forehead and blend it out. And I like to just add the excess because I don't like the harshness, the extra concealer on my forehead. And I just want to add a little bit of coverage, a little bit of light there. Again, just to bring light to the center of my face. And if you want to add that there, you can. I don't put it on my chin, but you know, you can if you want. And now that I have all that on, I'm gonna go back in and blend everybody together with the butt of the sponge. What I apply where I blended out my foundation at first, just to blend everybody together. Okay, you guys, so now I'm gonna immediately set everything. I want to make sure I hurry up set under my eyes before I start really creasing. You're gonna crease, that's inevitable. Now, it's plenty of techniques out here to help for creasing, but I crease, so I'm going to immediately set before I get extremely creasy. I take my setting powder. You can use a finishing powder, but I feel like a finishing powder can be add too much coverage, so I like to go in with a setting powder. You can use a transparent one, and you use one with a little color. I'm using one with color today, and this is from Sacha, and this is their Buttercup setting powder. And what I like to do first, because I deal with bags, and like I told you guys, my eye area is a tad bit more drier than the rest of my face. So what I like to do, and I don't want a lot of powder, so what I like to do is blend out that concealer one more time. Then I like to take my powder in a blending brush, an eyeshadow brush, blending brush, whatever. And what I like to do is sweep that powder under there. Okay? Dab it and sweep it under there. And I'm setting that bag area because I have bags. Not deep bags, but I have them. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye here. Take my powder and I wanna pat it in and sweep it under there. Pat it in and sweep it. Just this area here, you guys, I'm setting first. And to set the rest of my highlighted areas, I'm gonna go in with another sponge. This is a clean sponge, you guys. That I use different sponges for each step. So I'm gonna take my sponge, put that much on there, dab the excess off, and I want to pat that in, and I want to blend it out. Pat and blend it out. Okay, and I just want to set. I want to pat it and set the rest of it in there. Get that nose, around the corner of that nose. And I like to bring the powder up on the lid as well. This is what I do. Again, like I told you guys earlier in the video, I get oily here in my nose area. So I like to take my powder and set my nose with that same powder. And I bring it up to here as well. Okay guys, this is how we get this full set. We're gonna set the rest of our face and we're gonna set it into place. Okay, I'm gonna be going in with a finishing powder, and this finishing powder I'm using is from Black Opal, and this is in the shade, this is their Deluxe finishing powder. This is a really good powder to start with when you are beginning. I like to take the butt of my sponge again, dip that powder in there, dab out the excess, and dab that into the skin. Okay, and we want to set all the other places that we set. Okay, now a tip, you guys, to know if your face is completely set. If you want a complete set face and you don't want your makeup moving, you want to, like, my forehead is tacky. Okay, I know the product is still not, it's not set, it's because it's tacky. So I'm gonna go up there and set that. And to know if it's still tacky or not, you want to touch your face. Now be careful with this step. You don't want to, you know, move any product around. You just want your face completely set if this is the look that you're going for. And you guys blend that into your highlighted areas as well. I want to take more of a fluffy foundation powder brush, dab off the excess, and kind of go over my face. Make sure everything is blended in. Okay, I'm going to go into another powder, and this is from Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in the shade light medium. I'm going to take the same brush that I applied my first powder with, and I'm just going to lightly add this color under the eye, just to give myself an extra brightening effect under there. Just a little bit, okay? And I'm going to just take this same powder brush that I used to buff in some more powder, dip it into that powder. I'm going to dust out the excess. And I'm going to go under here and just swipe under there just like that. Just lightly. Okay, you guys, just lightly. Just add a little bit of a brightening there. Just a hair of that. You guys see? Just to clean up that contour and add a little bit of brightening there. Just a hair. Just a hair. Now this step, you guys can blush and you can bronze and contour. Now you don't have to do too much contouring because we already contoured our face, but again, I'm just going to add a little bit of color. So I'm going to go in with my black Radiance powder, and this is in the shade, this is their pressed foundation powder, and this is in the shade, what's the shade on this? Warm Walnut. And I'm going to take an angled brush and I'm just going to dab in there, and I just want to sweep on the color. Just add a hair of color. Just a hair. And I just want to deepen up my contouring a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? You guys see that? Just a little bit. Now with this same powder, I'm going to contour the nose, and I'm just going to take a small angled, fluffier brush. Dust off the excess. What I like to do is dust off the and rub it off. I don't like my nose too contoured. I like it to look a lot more, I want definition, I just don't want to go crazy contour. You want to start at the beginning of your brow and bring it down. And do the other side. See? Just want color, you guys, just definition. And then I like to go in the corner of my nose, bring it down. Do the other side. do the tip of my nose. And you guys see, I don't have to do that much contour in my nose. But I like to go down a little bit more, just lightly touching the face. Lightly. To finish off that contour. And you guys can tip it off as well if you want to. And that's my nose contour. I'm going to add some definition into my eyes, okay? And I'm just going to take that same brush that I use. We're using the same brush that I add powder under my eyes. Take that same brush. I'm going to want to sweep this color into the crease. Just sweep that color into the crease. And you want to blend the color into your contour, your nose, just to add a lot more definition. Do some under the eye. So now that I added a little bit of color to the face, we're going to add some flushness. This is our blush. Y'all, I used to be so afraid of blush. Still kind of is slick. Afraid of blush because you can go from looking flush to looking clownish real quick. Real quick. And we ain't trying to do that. My favorite blush right now is from Beige Cosmetics, and this is in their Blush Neutrals, one of their blushed palettes. And I'm going to take this color here. This is my favorite color, as you guys can see. And what I like to do is take another fluffy brush, dip it into that, and I like to take all that off. What's ever left on this brush, I'm gonna add it. Add it to the cheeks. Add it to the cheeks. And what you want to do, you want to add it to the apples of your cheeks, and you want to blend that into your contour, just to give us a flushed look. See how pretty that is? And I like to take a little bit on my nose as well, just add some flushness there. You guys do not have to do this. Whatever is left on the brush, if you want to, just add that there to the nose, just to give us a flushed look. So now I'm gonna go into setting that. This is gonna be my first set. And this just takes away the powder look, and it just gives us a first layer of setting and kind of let the makeup set in. And the more you let it set in, the more it just comes together and melts together. So I'm gonna take my mist and set, and I'm just gonna mist my face. And you guys need one of these fans. They faster, or you can get one of the little fan, the little personal ones, just to fan your makeup down, girl. Yeah. It was start raining, and it's raining hard. I had to come in with a little bit of voiceover. So here I'm showing you guys how I apply my highlighter. I like to apply down the bridge of my nose, and I like to highlight my lips just to bring more light and definition to my lips. And I like to highlight the inner corner of my eyes to bring more light to my eyes. And speaking on the eyes, I like to define them more with eyeliner. I have to have eyeliner, and I'm using brown eyeliner. It just gives me the nice definition without being too harsh. This is for every day. So next I'm gonna go in with some mascara, and I'm gonna do my top and bottom lashes. Okay, now that our mascara is applied, I'm going to go in with some lashes. You guys do not have to use lashes if you don't want to. I'm going to go in with these lashes here. You guys can see that these are my favorite lashes. I'm going to try to find them down below. I get them off Amazon, or is it eBay? It's one of them. I'm going to find them and show you guys where I get them from. These are my absolute favorite lashes in the world. So I'm just going to apply them, and you know, I'll be right back. So now I have my lashes on to me forever. Y'all had to record that off camera. because it was taking me forever. Okay, now for the lips, you can do any lip you want. You can add gloss at this step. You can add lipstick. Whatever. You can do whatever you want with your lips. Today, I'm going to be doing like a simple lip. I'm going to line them and just add some gloss. And yeah, so the lip pencil I'm using today is from LA Girl. This is there in the color Espresso. This is one of my favorite color pencils. The perfect light brown color. It's so nice. Gonna go in with a clear gloss. This is just a random one. It's my favorite from the beauty supply store. You want to go in with your final details. You like beauty marks, moles, freckles, I don't know, whatever you want to do in your final details. Add a little more highlight. Anything you want to do for your final details. I'm going to go in with my brow gel. Define my brows a lot more. And then I'm going to go into I'm going to add some moles or some, you know, little beauty marks here and there. I have a beauty mark under in my waterline, not my waterline, in my bottom lash line. And I like to define that. And I like to add one on the opposite side as well. So now that we're done with all of that, I'm going to give myself a final set. So I'm going to go into my mist and set again, and I'm going to set my face. And I like to go in with another setting spray, and I'm using Milani's Make It Last setting spray. Okay, you guys, this is the completed look. I hope you guys love how this look came out. I hope you guys can follow along. Hope I broke everything down for you guys. And if you guys would like, you know, some more makeup videos like this, beginner videos, you guys let me know down below in the comments. But if you guys really like how this look came out, give this video a thumbs up. I would love you guys forever for that. And you guys make sure you are subscribed. Turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. But yeah, you guys will remember to love, embrace, celebrate who you are, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.